What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Safe Trucker here. And yeah, some of you guys have seen where I posted my truck for sale. I got it on Craigslist and I have it on YouTube. And it hurts to do it. You know, that's my plan B. My previous videos are telling you that I'm borderline out of business. Well, it's here. It's here. The next 12 days will determine if I can save my company or not. I started my authority a little bit over a year ago, and whenever the first 4 months of my authority was, hit or miss. It was okay. I found a dedicated route that I was hauling. Then in January, it got taken from me. I lost my mom like in November before that, and I just had to take some time out to collect my senses, get back right mentally. I didn't even feel safe driving on the road in that mental state. Well, here we are. I lost the dedicated route in January. Diesel prices started going up. So it was so hard to find loads that paid what the load was actually worth. Everybody was just throwing some cheap rates at me, and I couldn't survive. I couldn't. Luckily, I still had savings from before I started my authority for the job that I was working before that, and it just kept depleting and kept depleting. I'm paying bills. I'm taking care of the family the whole time. At the same time, there's no money coming in. So I hired a dispatching company and a factoring company, about a month and a half ago. The dispatching company was a waste of my time. They got me one load in a month. I was offered four loads within a month, three of them with trash rates. The one I ended up hauling, it didn't go the way it was supposed to. They ended up adding an extra 400 miles on it, and I had already been halfway down I've done the first track of the load. I've already dropped up the first load. It was a return thing, and they added an extra 400 miles to it, but wasn't trying to compensate for it. And I had to take it to the chin because I needed the money. I really needed the money to even continue my business. I had to pay my insurance. So after getting ghosted by that dispatching company for a few weeks, I found another dispatching company that was on top of it. They got me a load. I went to pick up the trailer, and then I found out I think it's an air release valve that connects to the trailer hose. It's been tampered with. It was releasing air whenever I hooked up to the trailer. So I had to figure out what to do. I had to cancel on the load. It was a load out. I was gonna get the trailer for about a week, and then I found out the place I was parking at. To my knowledge, I had a deal with this hotel to park there. And then one day, the manager came out there and said, "Hey, you're gonna have to move your truck. They told me you asked about parking here, and there were other semi trucks there. Day cabs and local trucks that stay in our town." He said I only had permission for one day, which was a bullshit lie. But if he manages the property, it's not in me to argue with somebody that has the rights. I can't do nothing. So I ended up having to move the truck because they were gonna have it towed. I moved it somewhere else. Got called the next morning, finna have it towed. I'm waiting on a piece to come in that I can't afford, but I'm gonna get and try to fix the valve on my truck so I could possibly hold. So this next week and a half is gonna determine whether I can stay in business. And after that, if I can, then I'm praying this dispatching company that was on the ball, last week. I'm hoping they can pull some magic, because I don't need much to make it this month. I just need to catch up on some stuff before I have to shut down my authority. So yeah, I put the truck up for sale. as a plan B, because without an authority, it's just paperweight. Honestly, I mean, you can't park it anywhere. You got to pay for parking, way out of the way. I'm just tired of the harassment over parking. I have plenty of room over here to park in my cul-de-sac. I could park in my backyard. The city won't let me do it. And it's crazy because we serve these freaking towns. I understand if I was from out of town, I kind of get that. But I live here. I pay taxes here. So why is it so hard to let something so simple be done? Everything has to be complicated by the government and by people that are just greedy and want money. It's ridiculous. It's really, you really have to be tough for this. And for them old people that say, oh, I've been doing this for 30, 40 years, you know, you got to toughen up, man. It's not the same no more. We actually speak up for ourselves now. You guys used to just take that shit laying down. That's not this generation. You guys are retired. It's another generation out here, as you can see. That's why the government is cracking down more. They see they can get a lot of money out of these new companies, out of the companies that are here, because they're going to regulate the hell out of you. But they're not regulating the people that need to be regulated, like brokers and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, it is true. I may be shutting down my company. Probably 75% positive, because nothing ever happens the way it should. So I'm expecting when this part to come tomorrow, something is going to go wrong. You know, it's just hard to get excited. But I say that to say this. You guys, we got to come together. We have to come together. We cannot continue to let people continue shitting on these truckers. We should have a place to park. And in my opinion, we shouldn't have to pay for it. We pay enough as it is on the taxes with our trucking company, the miles we put on the road, we got to pay for the road. It's just so much we got to pay for. But it's never enough. People just want to constantly keep taking and keep taking. We should not be having to park on highways. Hell, somebody just went to jail for sleeping on the highway in their truck in Tennessee earlier this past week. Asian Mai and Make Sense put it out there. Why? Even on the interstate you can't park. So where can you park for a safe haven? Or even when you want to spend time with your family at home. They're forcing truckers to continue to drive. That's my opinion on it. I believe they're forcing truckers to drive. They don't want you to be able to stop and spend time with your family. They want you out here doing what they need you to do, which is move this product around. Think about it. Why is it so hard? But guys, that was my rant. Yeah, so I may be shutting down the company. This next week and a half will most definitely tell. I've been saved by the blessings of God these past few months. I should have been out of business, but I keep holding on. I'm waiting until my last penny disappears to say I never gave up. I hope you truckers be safe out there. Drive as if your family is on side of you, because you never know, they may be. I truly love every trucker out here. I don't care the color of your skin, the way you think, I don't care. We're all humans just trying to survive. So if you guys can take a lesson from what I'm putting out there, and it helps you avoid the same mistakes, that would make me a happier person. So I love you guys. I'll see you on the other side of the road.